This podcast is brought to you by the Mawa High School Sports Talk Club.
Hello, Thunderbirds, and welcome back to the Mawa High School Sports Talk podcast. You're here with Junior Nicholas Bostico,
Daniel Almash,
Senior Joey Smith,
Sophomore Chase Moskowitz,
and Mr. J.
We got another great show for you guys today, and we're going to spice it up a little bit in a topic that we haven't talked about yet all year, and that would be the National Hockey League. So let's keep it a little local here with a big trade that's coming in the NHL. We have the New York Rangers have officially, after a 3-year wait, we have acquired Patrick Kane. And this is very big because now we can get to see the Patrick Kane, Artemi Panarin duo back together, but this time in New York. So here's the full trade. The New York Rangers received Patrick Kane and Cooper Zek, and Chicago has received a 2023 second-round pick with the conditions of that it will turn into a first round if the Rangers make the conference finals, but this would be a 2024-2025, so the Rangers would keep their first round for this year. A 2025 fourth round, Vili Arvariv, Andy Welinski, and also there was a third team involved in this trade, the Arizona Coyotes. They have received the Rangers' 2025 third-round pick, and the conditions on this is if Arizona receives the better Arizona will receive the better of New York Rangers or Dallas picks for the third round if Dallas forward Niels Lundqvist earns 55 cumulative points over the 2022-23 and 2023-24 regular season. And the reason for this is the Rangers wanted to deal with a lot of cap space. So Chicago will retain 50% of Kane's contract. The Arizona Coyotes will retain 25, and the Rangers will retain 25 as well. So let's get everybody's thoughts here. What is everybody's thoughts on this trade?
All right, so
it's very complicated trade here.
Yeah, it's very complicated. I love it though. I think Panarin, the duo of Panarin and Kane, it's great. We're just adding to our list of superstars on the Rangers. Personally, I mean, I can go on for probably a minute or so of just players and how good they are. It just makes us stronger, and I really like it.
I really like it too. I mean, I don't really follow hockey that much, but I know this trade is going to be big for the Rangers. I mean, I know that they want to make another Stanley Cup. I think
too long.
Way too long for you Rangers fans. And I know Mr. J here's a Devils fan.
Indeed.
But I think the Rangers do need it because they, I just really think New York sports needs like a boost right now.
Yeah, you're going to need it when you guys play the Devils in the playoffs. I can tell you that right now.
Well, guess what? Patrick Kane debuts tonight.
Should we be worried? One playoff win in the past 12 years?
I mean, Patrick Kane, I think he's going to get a heck of a, an audience tonight at MSG.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you.
100%. So, Patrick Kane makes his debut with the New York Rangers tonight at the Garden against the Ottawa Senators. It's going to be a pretty good matchup to see tonight. And one thing I definitely want to talk about is this new New York Rangers starting lineup. Like Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, Vladimir Tarasenko, Vincent Trocheck, Artemi Panarin, and your Patrick Kane.
Yes, sir.
The top 6 players with the New York Rangers, and also led by Vezina winning goalie Igor Shesterkin and Adam Fox. So I think this is definitely going to be something cool to see. So Chase, obviously I know, big Ranger fan. Between me and you, we talk about it a lot.
We do.
How far do you see the Rangers going, and do you think that the Rangers should be a serious threat for the rest of the NHL from this point on?
Yeah, we were a really good team last year, and I think we're close to even better this year. And I think we could get it definitely to another conference finals, and I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to jinx any Stanley Cup predictions, but I think we could get to the semifinals or conference finals, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I agree. But one team that's got me a little scared right now is the Boston Bruins. They're having a absolutely amazing season right now, as it's very historical, to be honest. 99 points in about 60 games. That's you can't tell me that. I feel like that team is getting very underappreciated right now. I mean, I know
they're on a historic pace.
They're on a very historic pace, and not a lot of people are talking about it, in my opinion. I think people are too wrapped up with all these other trades going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe that's good.
I've never seen a team that good fly under the radar like they have.
I know.
I do not want to see them in the playoffs. I don't want the Devils to catch them first round.
And
they didn't even make a whole lot of moves in the offseason, too. I mean, they re-signed
I feel like they
want
to stick with their team. They're riding the momentum. I would do the same exact thing if I was the general manager with the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, I would love to stay with.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. But that's another thing that brings up is the Eastern Conference Cup race, or wild card race, excuse me. There are a total of 4 and potentially 5 teams in the wild card right now that could possibly make the playoffs. So obviously, let's take a look at this right now. So we have the New York Islanders at 70 points right now, the Pittsburgh Penguins at about 68 points right now, as this is loading up for me. But we also seen stuff from the Buffalo Sabres, which is very wild because, as we know, they're not very good historically. And another thing that comes up is the Florida Panthers, Washington Capitals, Detroit Red Wings, and even the Ottawa Senators. So this is between like 7 teams, and it can go either way.
This is really good for the NHL.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. And definitely, and we've seen like the Eastern Conference absolutely dominate throughout this years. Because let's be honest, let's look at like the Metropolitan, for example. I think we're going to see the Rangers and Devils play each other in the playoffs.
I know, I can't
like
wait.
That's
the
almost
Devils
a
and the
lot.
Rangers, neither of those teams are going to pass Carolina. Carolina's very good. Maybe the Devils potentially, but besides that, I don't really see anybody passing Carolina, and nobody's going to get past the Rangers. So I think this is going to be below that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, if the Rangers played the Devils in a playoff series,
Rangers in
that
6.
might be
Rangers, yeah,
that
that was
might be.
better.
I might say that might be the best thing to happen to New York, the tri-state areas. In a decade, I don't know. Maybe
Since the Subway
yeah,
Series?
maybe since the Subway Series. The Mets were in the World Series. I mean, for me, the Mets were in the World Series. But again, that would be just magic.
Yeah,
that would
it'll
just
be really
it would
nice.
be electric. I think it would be really it would really be good for the sport, be good for all of us to really revitalize that rivalry. That would be insane.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, definitely. But one thing I think it's definitely very interesting to see is just the amount of talent that the Devils have grown in the year. And as a Ranger fan, I hate to say this, but they have been a wagon of a team this year. And also, not to mention, let's talk about that Timo Meier trade.
Timo!
Definitely a very interesting trade. I'm not going to pull up the trade, but it was definitely a lot going in and out from the Devils and the Sharks, and I think that's definitely going to grow the Devils. So let's go to Mr. J real quick. What are your thoughts on the trade?
Timo time. Listen, it's probably going to be one of those rental deals. I don't see the Devils. Their organization really isn't one of those, like star catcher type guys. I think this is just one of those that they kind of trying to catch lightning in a bottle. They know what they have. They just one more offensive piece here with this guy. You throw him in the line. Hopefully, he scores some goals. Maybe he gets hot during the playoffs, and then we'll see. I mean, if they make a deep run into the playoffs, maybe they try to sign him. But it's just not in the Devils' kind of playbook to sign these really big long-term contracts, and they got to save for Jack Hughes whenever that contract is up. But I really like it now. I think it's a really it's exciting. I'm very excited.
All right, so how about those Knicks? 7-game win streak.
Knicks 7-game win streak. I mean, even though I'm a Warriors fan, I do respect the Knicks. I really think you guys have built a solid foundation of a team. Jalen Brunson was probably your guys' best signing in
Ever.
a long. Ever.
Since Allen
He's been
Houston.
running it up.
Since Allen Houston.
I mean, he is just you saw
He's
him
a
with
lot better
you saw
than
him,
what I thought.
You saw him with Luka, and you were like, this guy's good at shooting guard. Let's see what he could do with the one, and let's see what he could do, without much of a top 3 player in the NBA. But when you guys signed him to that massive contract, Knicks fans' typical reaction is this guy worth the cap. And I could say yes, because you guys are top 5, and it's amazing to me that you're better than the Brooklyn Nets, and even though Miami Heat are making a slight comeback, you guys are still keeping on top of your game. And just think, if the Cavaliers just lose 2 more games, you're tied with them.
We're gonna catch them.
You might be even in the range for Philly, even though they have James Harden and Embiid and Tyrese Maxey.
3.5,
You guys
4 games
have
out.
you guys have such a younger team that you guys gotta understand. You're a real playoff threat.
we're
Trae Young is behind you, 31 and 39. What is this?
He's irrelevant now.
Exactly. I honestly think that Knicks fans need to bring that energy. If you guys get a homestand for the first seed, oh my God, you guys are gonna win the first seed if MSG is involved within the 2
We'll do
games.
it.
And can I just talk about another thing? And obviously, I'm not as basketball knowledge as you guys, but when the Knicks are in the playoffs, the NBA is winning. It's just so electric.
It's
If
the
you've
best.
ever been to the Garden during
Because
the
it's New
Knicks in the
York.
playoffs.
It's
It's New
sports.
York, man. You know.
And also Josh Hart.
Well, yeah. Let me just go on this. Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, they're boys. They played at Villanova together. I don't know if you guys saw the video when Jalen Brunson found out that the Knicks acquired Josh Hart.
He was in this thing.
He lost it. It's his boy. And I know you said that they've won 7 in a row, right? They have not lost since Josh Hart is on the team. I've also noticed, though, that R.J. Barrett's time has been a little bit more limited since Josh Hart has got here. I've noticed in the fourth quarter that they're going with the hot hand, and R.J.'s kind of taking a back seat. So you could see a young guy like that maybe getting upset.
Josh Hart's a two-way shooter, and he's a
plays
two-way
defense, too.
Yes, amazing defense. R.J. he's more like a small forward. He's almost like a two-way slasher.
But they're finishing games. In the beginning of the year, they weren't finishing games. Now they're in the fourth quarter. They're winning, and they're finishing.
They're
these
winning
people
all
off.
quarters.
I think
single
they-
quarter.
Right.
And maybe it's good that R.J. Barrett's not getting the time with the starters. Maybe he's good with the bench.
I mean,
Right.
Jump quickly and have top in.
Yeah.
One more. I don't know if you guys saw the other night, but my boy Julius. Went off on the 3-point line. I think he hit like 10 3-pointers or something like that.
See, when you see a guy like that, get drafted at such a high level, and he didn't have, good first few seasons. Now, when he's starting to light up, when he has teammates around him, and when the Knicks have good cap space and can get these role-playing guys, I'm telling you, the Knicks are dangerous in the future.
Yeah, we're dangerous.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You're not that top. You're not that top 3 team anymore. That's hoping and praying to get Zion Williamson.
No.
Right.
Like you're not that team anymore.
Who's that?
Like, I remember when people were, like, kind of dissing Randall, like, last year for his god-awful season. It's really, like, you gotta be patient.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, he came back.
Like, the thing with Knicks fans is, like, it's a game of patience with this team, you know? Like, things are gonna all fall into place.
Yeah, and they're starting
definitely.
to. I think from what I've seen, they're definitely starting to.
We play the Heat on Friday, so tomorrow, and we're looking to get 8 in a row.
Oh yeah, no, I'll be really excited if the Knicks get into the playoffs. It's definitely something that's going to be interesting to see, and it's really just a matter at this point of like who we're going to play.
Who we're gonna play, and
Like,
let's see.
Can't wait to see Spike Lee's reaction. Always loving that guy. in the
oh,
garden.
Spike Lee, my boy.
Always loving that guy in
I
the
love
garden.
Spike Lee.
I'm a Warriors fan. I know you guys don't know really about Warriors, but I want to talk about my team because Knicks. I love your guys' team. I have so much respect for the Knicks, but the Warriors here, we're in a difficult situation that I've seen before. I understand that the dynasty was built around KD, DeMarcus Cousins, Steph, Clay, all those guys. Just like now, Clay's starting to heat up. Jordan Poole is starting to heat up. He's not as cocky as he once was in the offseason. Draymond Green is still, there, still giving us like those 2-point games, but has 12 assists and 16 rebounds. Like, who knows with this team? We're 32-30. We're on a 3-game win streak, and Steph's coming back this weekend. I'm telling you, Clay said this, Poole and Draymond said this. You don't want to see us when Steph is back, because Steph was voted. I don't know if you guys saw this. Yeah, one more. Yeah, Skip and Bayless said that 101 NBA legends voted the most exciting player to watch.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry took 28% of those votes, and LeBron only had 16.
He's such a fun guy to watch, and I
mean,
feel like not a lot of people like credit him with the respect, but
When-
like this guy kind of built the Warriors in a way.
Exactly.
Like he was the major stepping stone. I remember when people were talking about like the other Warriors were like falling, and like even that one video of the reporters giving the 0 for how many chips he's gonna win within the next future. Like, don't disrespect Curry.
He's
man.
won
Curry
4.
He is
Just saying.
Hall of Famer, and he's gonna
First ballot.
And you need to just let him cook.
And after and when he retires, it's the last thing I'll say. When he retires and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, I want next to his plaque, change the game for everyone's eyes to see.
And that's where we end off. Thank you guys for
Thank you guys
joining
for
the
watching.
Mawa High School Sports Talk podcast. We will see you all next time.